Hi, I'm Stacy and welcome to the Retro Time Machine. And today we are going to be doing a shoe haul on one of a vintage style brands that I absolutely love, which is called B.A.I.T, or But Another Innocent Tale. Now, I had a post that recently went viral about my mid-century modern stylized wedding that I posted on one of my favorite mid-century modern groups. And the number one question that everyone wanted to ask, or was asking, was, where did you get your shoes? So they were by this brand, But Another Innocent Tale. And from all of these questions, I posted a link to their website and noticed that they were having a 70% off sale. And my husband, being the wonderful, amazing man that he is, knew that I was due for some new shoes and knew that I was also really good at finding an amazing bargain. And he said, baby, go for it. So I went a little crazy, but stayed within a fantastically reasonable budget. And I got 9 pairs of new shoes. And so we are gonna go through them together and we'll talk about them and just fawn over how beautiful these shoes are. Now, luckily it was easy for me to commit to buying this many shoes all at one time without trying them on, buying them online, because I already had a pair for my wedding and I knew that I was a size 7.5 in this brand. Sometimes I'm smaller. But I knew that a 7.5 would be a safe bet, so hopefully these all fit and they all are comfortable. But we are going to go ahead and get started. So we are going to start with the Fumiko in gold. They are a French velvet material. Ooh, look at these. Wow, those are gorgeous. So I was looking for something that was like a loafer to replace a pair of Donald Kleiner shoes that I've had for an eternity, and literally they are falling apart. My husband looks at them all the time and it's like, babe, why are you still wearing those? They're kind of ugly now, but I love them so much. And I hadn't found a shoe that was a perfect replacement, but when I saw these online, I knew that they would be a shoe that would match. The other ones are a cork flat with a light heel, and they have a similar gold cuff at the front. And when I saw these, I knew that these were probably gonna be my new staple shoe, and I wanted something low and practical and some neutral color that would go with everything. The inside detail on their shoes is really cute. They have the little polka dots, but I love that. Those are really pretty. I'd say they're more like a champagne or a tan beige rather than a gold, but I think that means they will go with so much more. I'm so glad these shoes are so comfortable. On camera, they do look very gold, but from certain angles, they definitely look tan champagne. So next we're gonna go with Cary in tan. I don't really remember what they are by the name. Again, But Another Innocent Tale. Not sponsored, just an addict. Just love the brand. Little shoe protective baggie if you need that. I think it's because they're kind of like a leather. But I like to display my shoes in my closet, so they do not live in a bag. But it's nice to have, right? Okay, let's take a look. Ooh, yes. Yes. Look at this. Beautiful. I like a good large heel. If I'm going to be wearing heels, I used to wear crazy shoes. And now I'm much more realistic, with my joints and being on my feet so much that I like to be comfortable and fashionable, which means I'm not into the super high heels anymore. Now these are definitely more of like a late 60s, early 70s kind of vibe with that Mary Jane look. But there are so many times when I'm getting ready that I want a brown shoe, and I don't have any brown shoes aside from my cowboy boots because I live in Texas and I had really never wanted a brown shoe before this point. So these are exactly what I wanted. They have a beautiful detail on the toe and a great sized heel. I'm very happy with these. I think that I'll be able to dress them up a little bit with the right outfit and make them look really smart. But for me, these are going to be more of a casual shoe with my more casual dresses and definitely with a good pair of slacks or jeans. Oh, they're so pretty. To me, this is the perfect shade of brown for a shoe. The material is incredibly soft and comfortable, and look at that woven pattern on the toe. These are a keeper. Okay, so next we will move on to the Hadley in black and cream. And they are soft patent. I know which ones these are, and I'm very excited for these. So I bought these. Ooh. Just because I've had similar shoes. A lot of these shoes remind me of shoes I've had in the past. So I used to have a pair of red patent leather shoes like this, and I thought that they were just to die for. And look, with the little bow accent on the toe, and they've got that little area for some toe cleavage. These are very smart looking. Wow, and again, I love the inside look, profile, you know, realistic sized heel for wearing places and not just out and sitting down. I'm very, very in love with these. I do kind of wish that the bow stuck out a little bit. It's actually kind of, it doesn't look that way on camera, but it's smooth on the profile where there is no edge, but it does give a nice pinch to look. And I like that it has that little cutout for some toe cleavage. That's what it's called, and it's meant to be sexy. Now these can go with anything. They're black. And the white isn't very stark. Again, with vintage looks, it's more of a cream or a pearl tone. And I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to try these on. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't sure if these were exactly what I was looking for when I got them out of the box, but oh my gosh, these are such a beautiful shoe. I think they're one of my favorites. Okay, so next we have the Remy in black and cream. And I bought these shoes because they reminded me of one of the first pairs of shoes I ever bought in my whole life. When I was in 7th grade, I had money enough, you know, from doing chores and pet sitting, that I could buy a pair of shoes that I wanted. And I would always go to the mall because back in my generation, that's what people did. We went to malls, they still existed. And so I bought a pair of Nine West shoes that looked like these, but different, and a much higher heel. They were terribly uncomfortable, so I wanted to get some that reminded me of these. Oh, they're so cute. Look at those beauties. Wow. It brings back a lot of good memories. The ones that I had, you could buy them like new looking or kind of pre-distressed. And of course, at that point, my style was very different, but I still knew a good shoe when I saw one. And these are perfect. Again, they've kind of got that Mary Jane-esque look. Again, go for a larger heel, be smart, be comfortable. Don't get stuck in a cobblestone somewhere or brick. Wow, I'm so excited to have a pair of shoes that reminds me of the first pair of expensive shoes I ever bought. Now, those shoes that I bought back then are probably what all of these shoes cost now. And I like that I'm more realistic with my money and also more comfortable and realistic with my feet. And I should have known back then when I bought those shoes that maybe because I loved them so much and I loved the style, they had the same little, you know, point and the same color, that I was probably secretly in love with vintage aesthetic. But I really didn't dress like that back then. I was more, you know, punk rocky, and sometimes those two can cross. And then I went into a space alien phase, but we'll talk about that later. And you may have guessed from my wedding photos, and I had like crazy blue hair, that I was a little bit more out there when it came to my style of dress. But I'm so happy to have these shoes. And again, these are ones that can be dressed up, dressed down. I think they'll look great with a pair of jeans or also a dress, and they're perfect dancing shoes. You know, you're laced up, you're stuck in there, you're not gonna pop out while you're swing dancing. Okay, can't wait to try these on. For me, these are one of the most gratifying shoes to get, and I think these are my dog Janie Bean's favorite too, because she was absolutely in love with them. They are super comfortable. I cannot wait to wear these out, and I think everyone should have a pair for sure. So our next shoe is our Cynthia and Brick. Now, everyone knows that you need a pair of red shoes. Let's be realistic here. You must have a pair of red high heels. So, oh, I knew I needed some. Oh, and look, you can already see how beautiful that velvet pattern is. Oh, they're so soft. Should probably do that. Wow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I am in love with these already. Good pair of red shoes. Now these are very similar to the brown shoes in style or shape in some way, shape or form. Well, in the shape and form, I guess, but different. You know, I still think that one could dress these up with a nice dress, or, you know, go a little bit more casual with them. But I do feel like they're a little bit more dressy just because of the material. They have a good profile. The wedge on the bottom is actually a little bit more curved. There you can kind of see that. Than the other one was, where it was more chunky. And that gives a great look from like the side profile or 3/4, which I think is very pretty. Oh, they've got like a nice kind of felty grip here, which is cool. You know, the worst thing is buying a new pair of shoes and wearing them out and then spending the whole evening trying not to slip and die, which I'm the kind of person that would definitely happen to. And in my house, I have terrazzo floors and they are very slippery. So having a good shoe with a little bit of grip, that makes me happy that I don't have to put anything on the bottom already. Look at these. Wow. These shoes are much more wow in person, and in this camera light, I don't think the first video gave them the ruby red slipper vibes that they really are. Woo! Okay, so this next style is the Ion, and I got it in a nude and cream and also a seafoam and cream because I couldn't pick, and I knew having a good nude shoe is very important. And online, the nude looked very pink, and I'm a very pinky person because I'm a natural redhead, so my complexion is not your average nude. My current nude shoe is like for most people would be a light pink shoe. So when I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, I need a new nude shoe. My other ones are disintegrating on the inside, and the seafoam is just like that perfect old school Cadillac, or very similar to that painting that my brother-in-law did. Or actually the table and the chairs around us, that I had to have it. I knew that would be more of like a poppy color and more for spring and summer, and maybe just a seasonal shoe. But in my life, that means that it will last a little bit longer. So let's take a look at these. Woo. Another innocent tail. Oh, it's perfect. Look, like it's like camouflage for me. That is so great to have a good nude shoe. And look, I love the heel on these, you know, it reminds me again, like I was talking about the cars and the vintage cars. They have that nice curve, nice look, you know, beautiful footprint there, and the straps. I do love a good strap on my shoe so I don't pop out of it. And again, when you're buying a shoe size that you don't know if it's always gonna fit or be perfect online, I recommend, if you don't know if you can return it, maybe it's on sale, maybe they're on low supply. Getting a strap does ensure that you will stay in if it's a little bit big. So my wedding shoes, when I tried them on, they felt a little bit loose, but I was gonna go with it because they weren't too tight and they weren't too big. And I think it's because I did so much in them when I wore them that and the material itself, it kind of stretched out. So I got these with the strap just in case. That's where my mind was, at least with all of these, was that they were all shoes that I was going to be in there, and if they were a little bit too big, then I wasn't going to pop out. So we'll see when I try these on. Hopefully everything fits perfect. So we've got our nude, which is totally, look at that. That is my skin color perfectly. Okay, so these are a great anything shoe because they're nude. You gotta have one, just like a red. You gotta have a good nude shoe, and finding one that fits your skin color can take a lot of time. A lot of time. Just like a nude lipstick. So we've got those. We've got those, and then we've got the sea foamy green. Oh my goodness. It does match the table perfectly. And that painting. I definitely love this color, and to me, it's, well, let me get back over. A staple 1950s color. I would buy anything vintage in this color, especially when it has that nice enamel shine, like a stove or a car or an appliance of any sort, but a shoe with this color. And the strap, again, on both of these is the same color, as the majority of the shoe. So this strap will kind of disappear, and this one will really stand out. It looks like the white cream color is, well, I don't know, in the video, it kind of looks like one's maybe brighter than the other. But it works perfectly. Maybe, again, that's what they're accenting in contrast. There we go. Maybe that makes a bit of a difference. Contrasting with, I can't wait to wear these. I'm really excited. Again, look, a little bit of a heel gives your body a nice shape, form, good lift to the calf, a little bit better posture, but you're not like up here like a crazy person. So I am very excited. These are definitely going to be an everyday wear for me, just like those first gold ones are. You go through shoes like that so fast that having a couple that you can rotate in and out definitely makes your shoes last longer. And these are just so pretty.
I couldn't have asked for a better nude tone of shoe. I will say that these ones were a little tight in the toes, so I'm going to stuff them. But the other pair fit absolutely perfectly. You can see that nice pinstriping detail around the bottom of the shoe by the strap. I love it.
All right, our next shoe up is the Hadley. I don't know at all what this one is. Ooh. Okay. So these are a good gray shoe with these strappies that go across the foot. Now, I bought these because they reminded me of another Nine West shoe that I had that I wore to death. That shoe was like a teal suede. And I loved them so much. They were so comfortable because the straps that held them on, also the heel height, and they just looked good. And I do love me a good colored suede or velvet as one of my major weaknesses. But eventually those shoes also had to go. They were just well past well loved. So when I saw these online, you know, with the straps and everything, I knew in my heart, again, that I was just hitting this like perfect world, that I was getting back the shoes that I had loved so much. And I'm just happy to have them again, and they're new, they're good. Sometimes you don't ever think you're gonna find a certain style or look of this shoe, and you try your best to repair it and take care of it, and like any good thing, you have to let it go. So these were one that I was very excited about, and I don't think I've ever owned a gray shoe, but again, it being a neutral tone, I knew you could dress it up, dress it down. I do have a lot of very smart gray dresses and things that I think that they will go very well with. Now, they're not exactly a shoe that's gonna stand out, which some of these are, some of them aren't. But for me, it was the style and the versatility. I do believe these came in a multiple different color, but I wanted something that I would wear and be able to love and still enjoy that memory of those shoes from a past time. I'm so happy that these are exactly what I wanted. All right.
Really can't get over how well made and how comfortable these shoes are. Look at how sexy those straps are. I love like that sharky gray color. What a great neutral shoe. Sexy librarian, here I come.
And saving the best for last, these are the Eclair in blue. And I think you guys will understand why when I saw these, I had to have them. So my current wedding shoes are, to me, too fragile to wear for everyday use. A long night of dancing and weddings and photos, the glitter started to want to come off. And so I decided these are very important to me. I don't want to grubby them up. I don't want to ruin them. I love them. And like a good shoe that you do love and has importance and value and significance, I'm going to be making a shadow box for them. Right now they're tucked away safely, only worn on my wedding. And I have my birdcage veil, I have our vows, I have one of the wedding invitations. So I'm going to be making a shadow box where I can display those just to enjoy them. But when I saw these, I knew I had to get them so I could wear my wedding shoes every day if I wanted to and not feel bad. Look at that. Look at that. They are just as pretty as the first pair, but different. I mean, obviously these are flats or loafers, but they've got that little Wizard of Oz sparkle. Fun fact, if you've ever read the book, you know that Dorothy's shoes were silver. They weren't ruby slippers, but for Technicolor, they definitely had to make those pop. And I've always been a bit of a Wizard of Oz lover. So for me, you know, having my own blue shoes made my day oh so special. And now I can make every day oh so special. I'm very, oh, and even look on the interior, you get your blue sparkle. And these actually feel like the glitter is stuck on a lot better than the first ones I got. I think that the brand was a little new back then. And these really, it's not coming off on my fingers, whereas the other ones, if I was to do that now, which is why I didn't wear them, and you could see in like the seams where I wore them that, yeah, they kind of popped off a little bit more than I would have liked, which is why I'm preserving them. But I'm also happy to see that they have improved on their glitter application. I was thinking maybe I would spray coat these with something to protect that glitter more, but it really doesn't seem like I'm gonna have to do that. So it's really nice to have a pair of shoes that reminds me of my wedding day. And this is all thanks to my husband. So being able to look at my shoes and think about how much he loves me in more ways than one, I am so happy to find another pair that's different, but yet somehow the same.
I hope you guys were as surprised and happy as I was when I found this exact same color again and another shoe that I could have and love and wear every day. I hope you find a shoe that you love too.
So if you are a shoe lover and a vintage enthusiast like I am, I would highly recommend checking out the brand But Another Innocent Tale. They make really quality stuff, and I am completely satisfied with all of my purchases. I can't guarantee that the sale is still going on, but it's still worth checking out their website and seeing if they have something that you would really love to have in your wardrobe. Even if you don't dress like this every day, we all know a good shoe is a good shoe. So, like always, thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And also let me know if you want to know more about my personal fashion, where I get my pieces from, and things like that in the comments below. Like always, take care and God bless.